Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a new pick a card reading, but before we hop into it I wanted to give a huge shout out to Luna Gem for sponsoring today's video. If you have not heard of Luna Gem before, it is actually my jewelry company where we hand make gorgeous beaded bracelets that are custom made to your exact wrist size so that they will fit you perfectly, and you get to choose between all types of different crystals, and they're made with gold fill so they do not tarnish. I wear mine in the shower, I wear mine in the ocean, everywhere, and they literally do not tarnish. They are made so high quality, and we try to make them as affordable as possible with the type of quality that we have. And we have new styles that just came out. They are so gorgeous, and if you love crystal healing and you would like to attract love in your life or manifest more, amplify your energy, or even do an energy cleanse, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, we have all types of crystals with different properties that you can choose from, that you can wear. I absolutely love the way that they look. It is such a goddess vibe. So if you are interested in crystal jewelry, we also have rings, necklaces, earrings as well. How gorgeous are these? All the information is going to be linked down below in the description box, as well as a special discount code just for you, my YouTube audience. Thank you so much for joining me here today and allowing me to sponsor my own videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right back into today's pick a card reading. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and you can ask anything in this pick a card reading. Whatever it is that you want to know about, we're going to be channeling messages from spirit today that are going to help bring the answer that you need right now, the answer that you are seeking, so that you can gain the insight that you need upon any question that you have. So you can ask anything in this video. The way that this video works is I have 5 different groups in front of me. All of these are going to be, different energies, and different answers are going to be within these groups. And depending on which one that you're drawn to when you're thinking about your question, that's going to be the group that holds the answer for you. So think about the question that you want to ask in this video, and then take a moment, even pause the video if you would like, in order to see which of these groups you are the most drawn towards when you are thinking about that particular question. And then there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can skip right ahead to your personal reading to answer your question. Over here we have group number 1. This has a piece of black tourmaline on the top with some quartz growing on it. Then over here on group number 2 we have some rose quartz. Group number 3 we have some sunset aura quartz. Group number 4 we have some dendritic agate. Then group number 5 we have some sunset aura quartz. So again, take a moment, pause the video if you need to, in order to find the pile that you're the most called towards. And then again, there's timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box, so that you can skip right ahead to your personal reading. And with all of that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into today's video. All right, my group number 1s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading to answer your question. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, the first card that we have is the Hierophant being reversed. Wow, so one of the first little kind of inklings that I'm getting from this is that you are meant to stand out and not necessarily do the things that everyone else expects of you, or not really, follow the average sort of lifestyle. So the Hierophant being reversed, you're meant to do something a little bit out of the ordinary, and this is a card that indicates standing out and maybe doing something unconventional or going against the grain of what other people expect or the opinions of other people. So that's the first card that's coming out here in regards to your question. It can also indicate like studying something on your own rather than doing it the traditional path, but it's very much like going in your own direction, making something really unique. And then we also have the Empress. This is where you're going to find the most success in your life, is through being unique and forging your own path, no matter what other people think or might say of that path. You might kind of go through, you might be feeling a bit of anxiety when it comes to trying to meet the expectations of others, or trying to get other people to like you, or trying to live up to the expectations again of others, and doing what is societally correct, or doing what is again expected of you in some way, shape, or form. The Empress is you being in your own energy, finding and creating your own abundance, and also feeling like the queen or king of your life. being that leader. The Empress and also the Emperor card are both cards that indicate a sovereign leader. So this is about you stepping up into a leadership position. So rather than seeking advice or rather than seeking answers or opinions from other people, this is when we start to become so self-reliant and we call our own power back because we're like, you know what? I am gonna make my own decisions in my life because only I know what's best for me, right? Only you have access to your inner guidance system and your inner callings. So only you know what path is right for you. Other people don't know that. They might be, thinking like, oh, you should do this or you should do that or you should follow the same path as me because it worked out for me, or, whatever the case may be. I'm really getting this feeling like you're really meant to forge your own path, my group number ones. And it's also interesting that you're group number one because number ones are the pioneers and they're the ones that are trendsetters. They create very original type of things. They are not people that just follow a different leader. They are the leaders. The number ones are the leaders. You are meant to lead your own life. You are meant to stand out here, okay? If your question is along the lines of your career, I'm just really feeling like you're meant to do something more on your own. I'm not seeing you doing a very average or expected job. I see you doing something more out of the ordinary. If this is in terms of a relationship, I see you just doing things your own way. This could be in terms of all types of different things that you're asking about, but I really just see like you already know the answer deep within you. You already know what you want. That's kind of what I feel. Like you already have at least some of that picture figured out for yourself, but I think you're getting clouded by the opinions of other people or what you're supposed to be doing, right? Seven of Pentacles here as well. This is just a time to plant the seeds of what you want and work on growing it. And you might not see results right away. And this is a card that really touches on the topic of planting seeds, but working at it. A farmer, for example, will plant the seeds and he will water them and nurture them until they sprout and grow. And that's what you need to do in your life. But a lot of us are in this sort of like instant gratification spiral where we're so used to getting results right away that if we don't see results right away with something, we give up on it now. And that's like the consequence of, technology and scrolling on social media and getting instant dopamine. Like a lot of us have this sort of expectation that we should see results right away or that it should feel good right away. But the thing is, sometimes we have to put in a little bit of elbow grease to make something work. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's that reminder of it's going to take some time for this thing to grow. We do also have Two of Cups being reversed. I think one of your worries regarding this situation is that it's going to disappoint somebody. And you know what? It might. Because other people, again, might have their own vision for you. They might have their own opinions of what you should be doing. And, as you start developing your own direction, as you start being the leader of your own life, yes, it might disappoint some people. But what matters more? Honoring your integrity and your unique life path and building and forging that beautiful life path for yourself, or people pleasing? Everyone's responsible for their own happiness. Everyone's responsible for the creation of their own path in life. Okay? And you weren't born to, step into the shoes of what somebody expected of you. You weren't born for that. You were born with all of your own unique talents, gifts, energies, callings, interests, all of that. And you're meant to listen to that. That's part of who you are, right? So I'm kind of seeing like, it is inevitable that some people might get disappointed on your journey. Two of Cups also being reversed might indicate that on this path, there might be some people who don't connect with you anymore as you step into your authenticity. And some people might fall out of your life. That's totally normal, and I just want to say that. That's totally normal. However, when it comes to like family members and things like that, they're with us for life. And sometimes they'll doubt us at first, But as we begin to just, really push forward and stay dedicated, that Seven of Pentacles energy, we continue nurturing something. Eventually people see like, oh, you are getting results here. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. So people might doubt you at first. People might think you're crazy at first. That's normal. It's just because, it's something that they never could have imagined for themselves. That's why they look at it that way. And then we have the Lovers right after the Two of Cups being reversed, okay? I see that as you begin forging your own path and as you begin dedicating to it to the point where you are seeing results, all of a sudden these people are going to change their minds and turn around. Like where things used to kind of fall apart, I see people kind of coming back together and being like, oh, I see now. And it's like they finally can look and see, what you're doing, and it's going to make sense to them over time. I also see that the right relationships are going to start coming into your life as well as you start honoring who you really are. The right people are going to start coming into your life. This could also be getting recognition for what you're doing, getting more people, that are seeing what you're doing, are in alignment. This could be attracting clients if this is something to do with a business. If this is something to do with love, maybe you're not with the right person right now, but as you honor yourself and those inner instincts, the right person comes along. This could also be talking about that because we have different layers here that are talking about some career aspects, some personal individual aspects, and they're also kind of talking about a little bit of relationships here. And sometimes Spirit touches on all of these topics because it is a general reading, but usually the tarot has so many layers that the question that you're asking maybe has relevancy in many different aspects of your life. Right? So, this whole kind of thing that you're navigating right now, I think is affecting many different areas of your life. And as you kind of honor yourself and who you are and what you're meant for, as you honor that, that's where things are going to really start working out for you. Because we can't live our life for other people. Like they're supposed to be living their lives for themselves. They're not supposed to be controlling us, right? And we shouldn't let people control us. And sometimes we need to step away from constantly asking opinions and waiting for the approval of other people. And don't get me wrong, talking to other people about our stuff is like great, and getting advice and having friends that we can talk to about different stuff is amazing. But there's a balance, I think, of still honoring yourself and also not putting other people's opinions necessarily above your own, especially when you have a very strong feeling about something, and especially when it deals with your own personal life, which only you can have the right answers for anyway, because it's your life that you're navigating at the end of the day. So we also have Ace of Cups being reversed. So along this journey, I feel like the reason why this question has been so confusing for you is because there's almost this feeling of like, I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to accidentally make a mistake. I don't want to make the wrong choice. And when the Ace of Cups is reversed, it can indicate that no matter which way we go, we know that we're going to be feeling disappointed or sad about something either way. Because if you live your life for other people, yes, you're making them happy, which can make you happy, but you're not making yourself happy. So that makes you unhappy. But then if we go the other direction, it's like, yeah, we might disappoint some other people, which can make us sad and unhappy, but yet we're honoring ourselves, which makes us happy. So it's kind of like, it's which one do we choose? But the right one to choose is like, choose yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the creator of your life and everyone else is the creator of their life. And controlling you isn't like, that's not healthy, that's not good. So you should be living your life for you. And yes, it might disappoint some people along that path, but that's okay. Because they're supposed to be forging their own path anyway, not controlling you. So let's see what else we get. These two cards are not wanting to mix into the pile. Here we go. So let's see what else we get. My group ones, all about answering your question. What other information do we need here to gain more clarity, more information? Okay, that one also wants to come out. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. I feel like there's been a calling many lifetimes for you now, that you are supposed to forge your own path. And maybe you've had some past lives where maybe you were very controlled and you had to stay in this particular lane that was forged for you, and you couldn't go and forge your own path. And I feel like this lifetime, like this is really time to forge your own path. The vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. So for one, it's like your ego, just like the Ace of Cups being reversed, like might need to break down a little bit. It's interesting we have both of these mirrors. The way that you see yourself maybe needs to change. Maybe you see yourself as, you know, a people pleaser or somebody who doesn't know who they are. I'm getting this energy of not knowing who you are or not fully trusting yourself, because this mirror breaking down is making me feel like you need to break down your current self-image of not trusting yourself, or seeing your identity as something that's opposing what you really want. Like maybe you feel like this unworthiness, or maybe you feel like, who am I to even want that or pursue that dream or do that thing? Who am I to even do that? But the thing is, we need to break those identities down. We need to let go of that. Ego sublimation, let go of, you know, the ego that's negatively affecting you, because a lot of people, they associate ego with this like egotistical, more like, I'm the greatest, blah, 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 blah. But the ego can also be something that is the opposite, where we feel like, oh, I'm not good enough for this. You know, maybe our ego feels damaged. So maybe we need to let that go so that we can start to have that self-love, that self-belief. And we don't need to go too far in that direction into like egotistical type of things. But when we have that balance, however, of yes, I do love myself. Yes, I do believe in myself. Yes, I am going for this. I deserve this, you know, like there's a balance with that. And I really feel like the answer to your question is to balance the ego and to honor your inner wants and needs. It doesn't mean we need to dishonor other people, but we do also need to live life for ourselves. We also have watchers, transpersonal. So maybe you're afraid of what other people might think of you, or, you know, maybe you have a lot of people who are always watching what you do, and they're always like giving their opinions and all this stuff. And maybe it might make us nervous because we're like, oh my God, if I go do this other thing, what are people gonna say? What are people gonna think of me? But at the end of the day, like, okay, one of the greatest things that I've ever heard that helped me release a lot of this was when I heard the question, okay, if you're on your deathbed, what are you going to be regretting the most in life? Are you gonna regret living life for you and maybe disappointing other people or making them upset, or, you know, whatever, in order for you to kind of like live your own life? Or are you gonna be more proud and happy that you didn't follow your own path and you just pleased people and did what they wanted and never did your own thing because you were too scared of the opinions of others? Like, you know, usually when we can put ourselves in that perspective, it can give us perspective on, oh, why am I putting so much emphasis and so much value on what other people might think and say? Because at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares, right? Like, they should be living life for themselves anyway. Many masks, the authentic self. So it's time to remove the masks. And that's going to be the moment where you see your authenticity, where you start to see who you are, what it is you really want. This is time to remove the mask. I feel like you've been living a life that's not in total alignment with who you really are. The Hierophant being reversed, that's the first card that came out. Like this is the card of releasing and letting go of those masks that we've been wearing in order to fit in. This is your time to stand out. Many masks, the authentic self. This is time to find who you really are. And the only way to do that is to stop asking other people, or to stop trying to seek that answer from the outside, and rather start removing those masks and be like, you know what do I really want? If I also remove the way that my ego currently thinks of myself. You know, maybe the ego says like, oh, I'll never be worthy of that, or I could never make that much money, or I'll never have a love like that. That just doesn't exist for me. Remove the ego from that for a second. And right when you do, that's where you can find your authentic self that's like, you know what, I do actually really want a successful, beautiful, rare career. You know, I do really want the absolute soulmate love of my life. I do want those things. So remove the ego sublimation. Let go of the ego that's been telling you all of these stories about what you can or cannot do or have. Let that go. That's where you're going to let your authentic self out. That's where you're going to start embodying that inner freaking goddess, the empress that we had right there. That's your energy. And that's the answer to your question, embodying your inner empress. And right when you do that, you're the sovereign leader of your life. And does the empress limit what she believes that she's worthy of? Does she? No, not at all. Oh my goodness, if she wants an apple, she's like, I'm gonna go get an apple. Do I wanna grow a beautiful freaking garden with all of the, I'm like even swearing right now, I'm getting so passionate. But like, do I wanna grow a garden with all the different things so I can just be in luxury, in bliss? And does she work super hard? Does she look like she's overworking herself? No. Does she look like she's living a lavish luxury life that she's absolutely loving, but also, you know, provides value, but doesn't overwork herself? She's that beautiful balance. This is you. This is what you're meant to step into. And yes, you're worthy of this. Who says that you're not? The ego. So it's time to break down those false beliefs of yourself, because those have been the things that have been standing in your way. And those have been the reasons why you can't figure out exactly who you are and what you're meant to do and where you're meant to go. That's why it's been hard. And that's why it's been also hard to disappoint other people and to do your own thing, because you're so scared of the judgments of others, because your ego also believes what those other people might think. Your ego still believes those limitations of like, oh, I'm not worthy, so yes, I'm gonna look like a fool if I go do these things, and then I'm so scared of what other people are gonna say because they're gonna see that I'm a fool, because deep down you feel like you are. But the only reason why you feel like you are is because you have these limiting egoic beliefs of yourself that are limiting to you. Right? So we need to take off those masks, step into your inner empress energy, and then everything's going to unfold properly. You're going to know exactly what decisions to make, because you're going to be honoring what you personally value, not what other people value. And that's going to be where you get set free. So anyway, dances on one foot, balancing act. This is a time for you to forge your own way, to find more of that inner balance in your life, and to also, like, yes, it's going to be a little bit hard to maybe sustain what you have right now and also start to build this new one. But this is what I'm seeing, like, this card is talking about you have what it takes to balance and to sustain, you know, your life right now, but also begin forging and building this new path. You can do it both, right? You don't need to, you know, for example, if we still need an income, doesn't mean we need to quit our job today and, you know, start going that other direction, because it will take some time to build. But this is what the balancing act talks about. It talks about balancing both of these, but being so passionate, truly believing in yourself and being like, yeah, I got this. Because Empress, this is time for you to step into that Empress sovereign energy. And then repairing the veil, forgiveness. Okay, if you are worried about what your family's gonna say, all these different things, we have this card of repairing the veil of forgiveness. It is not going to forever feel broken or, you know, like, I really see as you forge this path, as you move in this direction, these people are going to come around and they're going to see why you made these certain decisions. There's going to be forgiveness and love and total repair. And then it's more beautiful afterwards. It's kind of like it's created something more beautiful, because now these people, your family, your friends, all see you for who you really are, which is a beautiful feeling. And they also love and accept that version of you. That's beautiful, right? It's time to stop wearing these masks in order to, like, fit in order to be accepted, in order to be loved. Like, no, this is time for you to love yourself and love yourself enough to forge that path for yourself. So Let's see what else we get. I went on a tangent with those cards that, wow, okay, let's see. My group ones, what else do we get? Also, the black tourmaline, by the way, is the energy of protection. So it seems like you've been in protection mode with your energy, and maybe that's why you're drawn to this black tourmaline. But you are divinely protected, okay? Happiness, move towards your happiness. What's gonna make you the most happy? We're not talking about other people, we're talking about you. Because again, everyone's responsible for their own happiness. You're not responsible for other people's. They're not responsible for yours. You are responsible for yours, okay? Let's see what else we get. My black tourmaline group. Let's see. Oh, I'm feeling that one. Oh, boundaries. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Boundaries, they're so important when we are going on our own path, or when we are stepping out of people-pleasing ways. Boundaries are kind of the best thing for us, to lay down boundaries of like, you know what, I appreciate your opinions and all of that, but like I'm doing this, so I don't need any more opinions, or I don't need, you know, whatever. I don't need you to protect me from my life. It's like I'm forging my own life, okay? So here we are, here we go. You know, like we can set boundaries in order to help us feel better about it. Setting boundaries with different people. So that's coming up as well for you. Let's see. And boundaries are healthy, by the way. Boundaries are so healthy. But we need to speak and make our boundaries clear. We also have sacred sexuality. What do you love doing? What makes you passionate? Sacred sexuality doesn't just talk about sexuality, but it also talks about our passionate energy. So honor your passions. Realize that your passions are sacred. They're a sacred aspect of you. Let's see what else we get here. We are repeating the message of boundaries. This is an important message for you. So if you're going to listen to anything in this reading, I mean, there was a lot of good points in here, but boundaries seems to be a repetitive message here as well. It is going to be so important for you to set boundaries and to also know when certain opinions should be considered and listened to, and when certain opinions are just a reflection of somebody else's life and their own personal issues. So protecting yourself in that way, maybe setting boundaries of, you know, just like how other people are allowed to influence your life. Because people can only ever influence you however much you're allowing them to influence you. It's up to you what you allow in, what opinions you take and continue to hold, right? So Spirit wanted to end off with that particular message. Horses also resemble freedom, by the way. So this is you calling back your freedom. I think your freedom is going to be a huge aspect of your question. Boundaries are a huge aspect, and also honoring your own individuality and getting rid of those limitations that have been sort of holding you back and making you see yourself as less than or unworthy or incapable or any of those other things. So this is calling back your own inner Empress energy and all of that. So that is what we have here. My group number ones, thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is gonna be your reading. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, let's answer your question. We have Ace of Wands. This is a card that indicates starting something and taking action. It can also indicate like spontaneity, allowing for excitement, saying yes to something, especially if it's something that gives you this inner spark, and especially if it's like this new idea that you're just like, I just want to take action in it. And maybe you're wondering like, should I say yes? Should I do it? Should I go on that journey? Should I take that action? Yes, absolutely you should. And this is also the growth of something. This can also be indicating a spiritual awakening, having a new spiritual interest, getting super excited or interested in something new. And this is like the pursuit of that thing. It can also indicate like an inner glow up, within yourself as well, like this new you that you just feel like wants to sprout. And this is a more like free you. Maybe this is going towards more of your own personal freedom, because Ace of Wands is like a very free type of energy. And then we also have the Tower. There is something in your life that is no longer it doesn't feel like it's working for you anymore. I'll just say it like that. There's something that maybe you're like, I want to jump ship, and I just have this feeling of like, I want to jump ship, I want to go in a new direction, which makes total sense. This Ace of Wands, there's a new inner sprout within you that is calling you to plant a seed, to go in a new direction, to make a spontaneous shift or change, and to say yes to something that you feel an inner fire for. It's like an inner spark that's leading you somewhere. And the Tower is definitely this energy of like, I want to jump ship. I want to like end this certain thing. This could be wanting to, you know, no longer live where you're living. This could be wanting to end a relationship that's no longer fulfilling for you. This could be wanting to end a job or career that's no longer fulfilling. This could be ending something that you're studying that you're like, hey, this is not actually my path. I don't feel like this is my path anymore. There is a huge change coming up for you where you're feeling like the words of like, I want to jump ship. And a lot of people, when the Tower comes up, they see it as a negative thing. And I really want to say in this reading, I'm getting a very positive feeling, as if you are wanting to initiate this big like Tower moment where it's like, yeah, jump ship. It's like, I no longer want to be here. I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to do this thing anymore. I don't want to keep building this path. You're no longer wanting to build it anymore, which is exactly why I see that you're wanting to like spontaneously make a big shift in your life. So if your question is about anything regarding that, here's your answer. It's like, yeah, you have that inner calling. It's there for a reason. And it's kind of undeniable. It's very powerful. The Tower card indicates something that is incredibly powerful. And it also indicates something that's inevitable, by the way. So if you're already feeling some type of way about something, it's inevitable that you are eventually going to jump ship and leave this thing. It's inevitable because you already feel it so strongly. The Tower card is an inevitable inner thing that's happening, or it can even be something that happens to us, such as like a big shocking ending that happens to us, like getting fired or something not working out, or getting some sort of news that creates this big shift. It can also indicate stuff like that. But it's an inevitable shift, and it's meant to be. It's so meant to be, because this inevitable shift is like, there's an inner spark within you. There's something new that's meant to sprout here. There's something new that's meant to happen. This is leading you in a whole new direction that's going to be very positive for you. We have 2 cup cards now coming out. We have the King of Cups. We also have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is being reversed here. So for one, this new direction is going to offer more emotional fulfillment, because something over here was no longer emotionally fulfilling for you. It was sort of draining. And this inner spark that you have, I feel like is connected to this King of Cups energy, where it's talking about you wanting to find something that makes you feel fulfilled. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel energized. It fills you up with energy rather than draining your energy. And this is the new change that I feel like you're going on. And I do see this sort of like spiritual awakening happening as well. It's this huge awakening that's sort of like destroying all of your old previous structure that you probably had on your life before. And it's this new realization, this new epiphany of like, I'm sort of realizing what really matters to me, and I need to reroute. I need to change. And the Tower is something that everybody experiences at some point in their life, usually multiple times in their life. And you're going through a very powerful one right now. And I keep getting this feeling like it's a self-initiated one. It's like you making this decision. However, some of you, it might be something that's happening to you, because I do feel like this is an inevitable thing. And if you've been sort of pushing this off, if you've felt this energy, but you've been maybe denying it, the Tower is something that's inevitable and will come crumbling down whether you initiate it or not. if you feel that strong initiation and you act upon it, then it's sort of like you being in control of this and you being the deciding factor. But if this is something that, you know, you've been sort of brushing under the carpet for some time, I feel like it's inevitably coming to a close, because it wasn't meant to last anyway. And no matter how long we prolong this falling tower, like, we can't prolong it forever. It's eventually going to fall because it wasn't meant to stay forever anyway. That's what the tower indicates. It indicates something that was never meant to last, and it was never going to last necessarily in the first place because it wasn't meant to be. We also have 10 of Swords being reversed. Okay, so it could be creating like an emotional sort of like, a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. However, the message I'm getting for you, once you jump ship and you let go and you forge and you start going on this new path, this Ace of Wands, this inner little spark that you have, as you start going on that new path, it is going to be so healing. The 10 of Swords being reversed is when we get this relief. All of the things that was causing us stress, pain, anxiety, sadness, even depression, anything that was causing that, it's like it gets relieved. It gets released because we're finally jumping out of the tower that was sort of causing this draining, blah, like negative. It's like you were living with a cloud over your head. It's almost as if this tower was positioned in a place where there was just a storm above, where it was constantly lightning, thunder, rain, blah. It's like it was positioned there. And it's sort of like you've had enough and you're sort of like, you know what? Yeah, this is not meant to last. Or even nature's pushing you out by this storm finally like tipping over this tower and forcing you to get out and forcing you to make a change, which is going to be literally the best thing that's ever happened to you, my group number 2s. This shift that's coming about, this change that's coming about, I promise you is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. And you're going to be looking back on this moment and just being so thankful that this was in your life to begin with. I also see that you're going to be thankful that you went on this journey, that you did go into this tower. You're going to be thankful for that because it's teaching you more about who you are, and also it's going to be teaching you how to honor what it is that you internally want, rather than trying to, you know, fix up something that you don't want. It's almost like, why? Okay, so Spirit's giving me an image that they really want to share. It's almost like buying like some sort of like bag. Like imagine buying a dollar store like plastic bag and you're trying to make it into some sort of like Gucci bag, or like you're trying to paint on it and be like, no, it's fine. Look, it's exactly what I wanted. It's totally exactly what I wanted. Such a weird example, I know. But like, that's what Spirit is showing me right now, as like, maybe you were trying to sort of like paint a picture or create something into what you wanted, even though it wasn't what you wanted. But now it's time to just set yourself free. So you're being set free from this, which is going to be amazing. And it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel so liberating. It's going to liberate you from all these headaches, these backaches, this pain, sadness, anxiety, stress. Oh, stress is a huge word I'm hearing in this one. And this is the closing of a cycle. And 10s always indicate the full closing of a chapter. It's the full conclusion. You are never going to reiterate this path. You are never going to go back to this path. It's never going to reoccur. The 10 of Swords, when it's reversed, also is when all the swords fall out. Because all these swords, they were sort of causing all of this pain, you know, jabbing in, right? And falling in, putting pressure on us. And when it's reversed, all those swords fall away. All of those sharp edges, all of those worries, the stresses, the pains, they're just going to fall away. Because they were all associated with where you were and what you were sticking to that wasn't in alignment. So let's see, my group 2s, what else do we get for you? I'm also seeing that people might be significant in your life. Like, there might have been some people that are really like helping you on this journey, or that might be a part of this journey, might play a significant role. And that's why we have these 2 cup cards here. This could be like the release and like this, oh, I'm seeing this sort of almost like forgiveness and this love of like, I just need to go. I just need to go my own way. And there's almost this forgiveness and love, like, yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, it makes sense. So there's sort of that energy where you might be having a conversation with somebody by saying like, hey, like this has not been fulfilling for me and I'm needing to make a new choice. I'm needing to go in a new direction. And I kind of just see this understanding happening here. We also have the crossing, initiation. The answer to your question, initiate the crossing, cross the bridge. It's time to go to the other side. And we're not going to be walking over that bridge again because it seems like, you know, when the tower happens, the bridge is breaking down. And this is our chance to now cross it, to go in our own direction. We also have Moon Maiden, new beginnings. I mean, these cards perfectly overlay with our reading. The new beginnings, that's our Ace of Wands. Just as your first card that came out, it's like you feel this new beginning is upon you. It's knocking at your door, this new beginning, this new inspiration, this new inner spark, spontaneous decisions. And also the Ace of Wands is very excited, and there's a lot of fun within the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of new, explorative, adventurous energy. So this is what I'm really seeing is your new beginning, which is going to be so beautiful. Like, this is what you're being called towards right now, is getting excited about this new beginning, new spark, new energy. And it's something new, okay? It's new. Somewhere you haven't explored before, somewhere you haven't been before. Let's see what else we get here for you. So my bracelet was getting tied up on my camera there. But let's see what else we have. I'm really feeling like these cards want to come out, and also this one. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the Watchers, which is one that came up for the last group as well. So let's talk about Watchers. This can be where people are either kind of very curious about us and very curious about what we're doing. It can also indicate that we are very still curious about somebody else, but maybe you're also sort of visualizing a lot of your future, imagining yourself in a new future. Maybe sitting back and sort of watching like, okay, what's going to happen here? I'm almost seeing you being relaxed about this transition. This card is making me feel like you're going to be relaxed about the transition coming up. We also have Sky Dancers, surrender. Surrender to the process. It's like, yes, this is meant to be the way that it is. This is meant to be an ending that births this new beginning. And I see you having fun. The Sky Dancers is, again, a card that indicates like having fun and kind of having this liberation type of energy of like, whoa, I just got set free. Like, I'm seeing like you were in a cocoon and now you're like a butterfly that's hatching from that cocoon. And it's like you can float, you can fly, you can go anywhere. There's this sense of freedom. And then we also have Eye of the Needle, intentionality. So I see that you are getting very focused on what it is that you want and sowing something new. Sowing a new path, forging that new path. Creating something very new, but you're very intentional about what it is that you're creating in this next chapter. And I think this is also giving me the energy of that you have a vision. You have a vision. And if that vision is not clear yet, it's going to get very clear, because the Ace of Wands is sort of the planting of a new seed that's just going to grow, 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 grow. New branches are going to sprout from that, further defining the picture. And as you sow with the needle, more of the thing gets built, more of the thing comes into vision. So have patience with this, but I do see you just sowing a new future and new things being created here. So let's see what else we get. My group twos. It's also interesting you have the Rose Quartz. Rose Quartz is a very heart-connected crystal that's all about self-love. It can also talk about romance in our life and manifesting romance, manifesting love, or living more passionately, loving what we do. I would say rose quartz is very connected to the water cards, and like they're just very loving. It's about like the emotional fulfillment. And I just see that for you, whatever question it is you're asking about, this is about you moving towards more of your emotional fulfillment and ending things that are not meant to last anyway and jumping off the ship that is already sinking. Because I feel like you already know, like when a ship starts sinking, it's like it doesn't feel right. But sometimes we're like unsure because we're like, well, is it the right decision to jump ship? Or like, yeah, I mean, yeah, especially with what we have coming up here. So we also have passion. So passion coming up, I see that you're going to be so much more passionate in this new era. Ace of Wands, we were also talking about passion within the Ace of Wands because that is like this new fire being born within you, this new excitement being born within you. And then let's see these ones. We also have confidence. I love that that one came up for you. We also have dreams. So confidence, I can just say like, have confidence in your decision for one. That's something that Spirit wants you to know. Have confidence in yourself, in your decisions. Have confidence in your dreams and in the things that make you passionate. Surrender to the things that are falling apart, the things that must fall apart. Be intentional and focused on what it is that you desire. And I really see that this new era, this new beginning that's birthing for you, you will be more confident. You will awaken so much more fulfillment and love and peace and joy in your life. This is an aspect of like manifesting your dreams. This is your journey of manifesting the things that you desire and dream about. Your dreams might also be very significant at this time. If you are ever dreaming of storms, of things falling apart, things breaking down, things ending, your dreams are very significant, and this is going to be a reflection of this sort of tower moment of your life where things are in transition and things are ending. Maybe you've been having dreams like this. Listen to those dreams. Your dreams are always speaking metaphorically to you in some way, shape, or form. If you listen to the emotions within your dreams, you might find that those emotions reflect in your day-to-day awaking life. So that's something I want to point out there. And then let's go ahead and get any last cards for you for this reading. We have the Magician coming up for you. So you have all that it takes to move through this transition and create something entirely new for yourself here. Then we also have play. This new era is meant to be fun for you. It's meant to be exciting. It's meant to be full of adventure and laughter and joy. We also have withdraw and reflect. What is it that you really want? This is time to really reflect on yourself, the things that you've learned from the situation, how you can withdraw in order to create this change, to have this rebirth. A huge aspect of going through a rebirth is to also have time alone to contemplate that rebirth and ask yourself, what is it that I need to let go of? And what is it that I need to call in? You are the divine creator of your life. And whenever we have a big ending, it sort of opens up this blank canvas moment where we have a new beginning, and we can really be so creative with our story in this moment, and we can really ask ourselves, what do I want to do here? Do I want to make a huge change? Like if something's ending, such as like a job ending or something like that, and maybe you've always thought in the back of your mind, like, I really want to move somewhere new. I want to live in a brand new city. Maybe when that job, comes to a close unexpectedly, maybe that's a rebirth that's like, hey, now you can always make that move now you can make the move that you've always wanted to do. Now you can make that change. Now you can do the thing. Now you can, like, it just opens up so many possibilities. And I feel like when you go through whatever this ending is, look at it from the perspective of like, how has this set you free? How has this opened up so many doors for you to pursue your actual dreams? How can we have fun and be so excited about this transition and about this change? And make the most of it. Be the magician that's just like painting on the canvas a whole brand new life and story for yourself. So that is what we have here, my group number 2s. So thank you so much for joining me here today for this video. I hope that you got what you were seeking from this video and that your question is more clarified and answered at this point. And I'm sending you so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 3s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, group 3s, let's answer your question. 9 of Cups being reversed. Okay, this is making me feel like something that you've been wanting, like hasn't been showing results, hasn't been working out the way that you've been wanting it to. So maybe you're asking about that, about the thing that just hasn't come true yet. It hasn't been showing results, and we're wondering, okay, can it happen? Is it gonna happen? What's going on? What do I need to change? What do I need to fix to get it? So Strength being reversed. Okay. We are being way too impatient with it. Okay, something that you're asking about, there's a thing that you desire and you are unsure about it, and Spirit is saying that patience is key here. Patience is key. Sometimes, you know, it's not the right time quite yet. Sometimes we need more patience because things need to build further, or we're needing to nurture something more. We're needing to put more effort into it. We're needing to put more time and love and build it more before we can see results. And maybe we're just looking for confirmation right now. Maybe your question's just about looking for confirmation, like, is it going to happen? Spirit right now is saying that it could go in either direction. It depends on you. So one thing I'll tell you right now is if you give up on it, if you're impatient and you give up right away, or you give up too soon, no, it's not going to happen. However, if you stick to it, you continue to believe in it, you have the strength to keep going, to keep holding on to that vision, your success will be inevitable. But this is believing in yourself, controlling and taming that inner lion that wants it now. And if it doesn't happen now, then I'm giving up. It's like, okay, then you're not going to get it. Like, so Spirit's coming through with like a really direct message here of like, okay, like we need patience. Otherwise it's not going to happen. I am seeing one thing that Spirit does want to say to you. Yes, it can happen. Another message that I'm seeing is you have to start being more confident in yourself and in your desires. I think one of the reasons why you're so unsure, one of the reasons why you're even asking this question, and the reason why there's a lot of impatience around this is because you almost kind of don't fully believe that it's going to happen anyway. And you almost don't believe in yourself or the ability that it's going to happen. And that's kind of why we're here. So confidence is going to be key. And it's interesting that you chose Sunset Aura Quartz. It's interesting that we have the Strength card coming out because both of these are associated with the Sun and with Leo. And the energies of these is all about stepping into your confidence. And the Sun is associated with the masculine energy of taking action. Take action. But be confident in your action. Be confident in yourself. When we act from a place of confidence, that puts us on the frequency of confidence. Therefore, our action is much more likely to yield more results. But again, we can't expect results too soon. It's like planting a seed and then checking on it tomorrow and being like, why hasn't it grown yet? Why hasn't it sprouted yet? Is it doing anything? Am I doing it right? It's like, we have to have patience. If you stop watering the seed now and you give up because it didn't sprout in one day, you're never going to see it sprout. Some seeds take like months to sprout. So, you know, we have to continue going. We have to continue putting in the effort. And then Six of Pentacles being reversed. It might feel at times like you're putting in a lot of effort without getting a lot of return. And a lot of things feel like that in the beginning. Wow, that is a loud construction situation going on outside. I apologize for that. Wow, that's loud. Okay, I think that they're like destroying the sidewalk outside and like they're about to redo it and pave a new one. So the cement blaster's out. This could also, anytime that there is sounds in a reading and it like interrupts it, I feel like it's also a sign from Spirit. So maybe this is about you needing to have patience, but also like put in the work to destroy like old expectations of, you know, like needing it to come so soon, or destroying the cement that's currently standing in your way. We need to destroy the cement and start believing. Maybe you're looking, ooh, I just got a message like some of you are looking for concrete evidence. You need concrete evidence. Again, it is literally in your hands. The concrete evidence and your ability to attain that is in your own hands, and your ability to continue moving forward regardless of receiving results. And I know that sounds like, it can sound weird. It's like, well, why can't I just have some kind of confirmation? You will receive confirmation when you are so confident in it, you are taking all the action necessary, and you believe in yourself. That's where you're going to start seeing signs. That's when things are going to really start growing, because you won't be impatient at that point. Somebody who's so confident in it and has this determination and just knows like, I'm going to make this happen. And I will overcome any obstacle. I will overcome any challenge. I just will. Once you have that sort of mindset, like that's where you really start seeing results, because you, again, there's no impatience standing in your way. There's no doubts standing in your way. Therefore, you just continue taking action, and you're not really looking for confirmation, because you've already given yourself the confirmation that says, I will achieve it, because I will overcome any challenge, any obstacle, and I will do what is necessary to reach that end. So that's how you reach an end. Anyway, that's Spirit's message right now. Be confident, and also trust the process. There could be some unexpected twists and turns, which usually on any path, there's always some unexpected twists and turns, but continue to trust that anything that happens is divinely guiding you to your end result that you're asking for. So let's see. What else do we have, my group threes? We also have the Magician. Look at you, the Magician. And then we also have the Five of Swords being reversed. So let's put this one here, and let's get one more card. So the Magician is when you have all the power. Spirit really wants you to know you literally have all the power within you. You have all that you need to make it happen, but it's really up to you, your mindset, your confidence in yourself, your ability to continue taking action regardless of seeing results right away, and continuing to push forward. So we have double fives as well. Fives come up when we're going through a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, and I'm kind of getting this feeling like you change your mind very fast, and maybe you start to doubt things really fast as well. Like I'm really getting this feeling, this tendency to maybe overthink, or to just be like, oh, should I give up on it now? Does that mean it's not working? Does this mean this? Does this mean this? It's like we're jumping to conclusions way too fast. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. I am seeing this like we need to calm down. We need to have patience. We need to step into the seat of that masculine energy, which, by the way, everyone on this planet has a mix of feminine and masculine energy. Masculine energy is the energy of taking action and that inner strength, that type of determination and willpower. And that's something that Spirit's really saying. It's like you need that. You need that. You need that inner confidence. That's going to be where you unlock your magician abilities. You already have all that it takes. You do. You have all the power within you to do this. But if you don't believe in yourself and you give up right away, no, it's not going to happen. Fives, again, those big changes. Five of Swords being reversed. We also need to let go of like disappointments, or like it's almost like when you take action and maybe you're not seeing the result that you want, it's almost as if you're taking it in a negative way and seeing it as, oh, here's proof that it can't happen. Here's proof that it won't happen. Here's proof that it's going to be impossible, or it's going to be too hard, or whatever the case may be. It's almost like we're reading into things too quickly, and rather than seeing opportunity in something, we are seeing proof of lack. So when things go negatively, a successful mindset looks at those negative things and they say, oh, how can I learn from this? What is this teaching me so that I don't have to do this again, or so I don't have to make this same mistake again in the future? What is this telling me? So for example, if you're opening up your own business and maybe like you do something one week and you make a bunch of sales, but then you do something the next week and all of a sudden it's not. So again, a loser's mindset would be like, oh, this is proof it's not going to work for me. This is proof that I suck. This is proof that my business is a failure. Whereas a winner's mindset would be like, oh, wait a second. This is really teaching me something here. This is an opportunity to learn a lot. So let me go and analyze, what did I do that week and what was I doing this week? And let me figure out, let me solve this puzzle so that once I solve it, I have all the wisdom I need to never make that same mistake again. Have an opportunistic mindset. Once you shift your mindset to having an opportunistic mindset, you will feel defeat a lot less. A lot less. In fact, you probably never feel defeat, because a winner's mindset looks at those defeats as opportunities. And they look at them as opportunities for a bunch of wisdom that's going to help them grow and going to help them excel way further. And those two different mindsets literally will shift everything for you. The Five of Cups as well. I love how this card came up reversed for you, and I love how Five of Swords came up reversed for you, because I'm seeing as you take on your own inner magician, your own inner confidence, you shift that mindset. It's like these things will no longer be holding you back. You'll no longer let disappointment hold you back or cloud your judgment or create disbelief. All of a sudden you'll be full of belief. You'll be full of like everything that you need to make things happen. And I feel like you already have everything that you need, but it's just about unlocking it through, again, shifting your mindset in these ways. And then all of a sudden things are going to really start working out for you. Things are going to start happening for you. So let's see what else we get here. Like, having a positive mindset literally is everything. And negativity is okay too. Like, it does happen, and we can't get mad at ourselves when we do have negative moments. I also want to say that, because negativity also helps us to see when we're doing something wrong. And so even a winner's mindset, they can still see when something's negative. They still do get disappointed when they have a bad week or they don't get the results that they were hoping for, but they don't dwell on it for too long. And then they also shift to, okay, what is this teaching me? What is all the wisdom I can extract from this so I can solve this issue and overcome this obstacle, and I won't have to be here again, because all of a sudden I'll have now the tools to never get there again, because I understand why it happened. I understand the lesson. Right when you understand the lesson, like, that's when you liberate from it and you never have to get stuck there again, and it no longer holds you back. So yeah, I mean, even a winner still gets disappointment, and that's when they see, like, you know, whether they're on track or off track, but they don't let the disappointment sink too deep, and they don't let it influence their ability to continue moving forward. So yeah, anyway, let's see what else we get for you, my group threes. Let's see. So it seems like something has been disappointing, but like, it doesn't have to stay that way. This is something that's like a lesson in you achieving your absolute dreams, okay? Lost compass, getting back to integrity, getting back on track, getting back into going the right direction. We are not going the right direction if we are in that loser's mindset where we feel like we've lost and all of that, okay? Get back on track, get back moving in the right direction. Net caster, preparations come to fruition. So if we cast our net and we don't get a lot, that's a-okay. We learn from that. And then preparations come to fruition. How can we put more prep into our net so that when we go cast it, we are more fruitful? Maybe we need to change the location in which we are throwing the net. Maybe we need to change what lake we're throwing it into. Maybe we need to change what type of net it is. Maybe we need to build strength so that we're able to use the net better. You know, there's so many different myriads of preparations that we can do before casting our net in order to achieve more, in order to create more abundance. Preparations come to fruition. When we prep more, we open up the possibilities more. And sometimes certain preparations, they might not show results. And then that's when we learn, okay, that preparation was sort of fruitless in this instance. So that's where we reroute, we try again, we change our preparations, all of that. So a tidy house, clarity and organization. This is another aspect to help you along your path, to help you in answering your question. Getting organized and getting clear, having a tidy space around you is going to help you out. But a tidy house doesn't always mean literally a tidy home. It means that, of course, on a literal level, but it can also talk about that internally, tidying up your mind a little bit so that it's not full of a lot of clutter and a lot of distraction and all of that. If we are getting so distracted, that's going to be a hindrance. If we are overthinking things, that is going to be a hindrance. How can we utilize different modalities to bring out a sense of calm, to bring out a sense of peace, and to create a better environment from which we can build from and work from in order to achieve the result that we want? Also, this could be getting clearer on what it is that you want. Maybe we're getting clearer on what we want. Let's see, what else do we get for you? A bunch of these cards just flew out. Let's see what they are here. So we have family as one of them. Maybe family support system is going to be really important. Maybe creating more harmony in our family is going to be important. Maybe you are thinking about building a family, and maybe you are asking about that. And there's your confirmation that yes, it's possible for you. For some of you, maybe you're asking about, is it possible for me that I'm going to get married and have a family? Is it possible for me that I'm going to have kids? Yes. Yes, it's possible. Keep going. Keep casting the net. Keep doing different preparations. Maybe create a more cleansed environment. Maybe we're doing something that's like eating a proper diet, things like that, you know? Then we also have lighten your load, let go of stress. Stress has been a #1 thing that has been draining your energy and making you want to feel like giving up. Stress never leads to success. It just doesn't. If we are overworking ourselves or doing too much, that stress, it doesn't lead to good results. For example, for some reason I'm being called to talk about fertility right now, but no matter what your question is, take it metaphorically at least. But for example, if we're trying to conceive, but we're so stressed about it, we're trying so hard, sometimes that stress literally causes your body to not be able to be fertile and causes your body to just not accept or allow conception to happen. That's literally a thing. We literally know that in science. It's biology. But again, you can take that metaphorically within your work or within your schooling. You know, if you've ever tried to study for an exam, but you were so stressed about studying for it that, maybe you spend 5 hours straight studying, but then you try to think about anything that you just studied and you don't remember any of it, it's probably because you were in that stress mindset, and therefore nothing could actually stick because your body was in that fight or flight. And then all that studying, all that time and effort that you just put in there has literally just caused more stress and caused no progress to occur. So again, there's another example of how lightening your load can literally make you more successful. Letting go of stress, tidying up your house, getting rid of the clutter, getting rid of the excess. This can also be tidying up your schedule, by the way, letting go of things that are just not being fruitful. Let it go. We don't need to do it. Lighten your load. Clear the clutter. What is not worth your time? What is not worth your energy? What's pointless? And it's pointless to study when you're under stress. Go out, have fun, lighten the load, literally let go of the stress, then come back and study, and you might realize that it's so much easier. Okay, and then we also have home. Some of you that you could be trying to manifest a home. Again, this could be connected to the family thing. This could also be connected to a business, working from home. Something to deal with the home is coming up here. But a tidy house, clear the clutter. That's a huge thing that's coming up. Lighten your load. Ooh, I'm hearing a message for some of you that in order to also achieve success, get rid of the extra ish that you have just cluttering around. okay, then it's gonna be so much easier to know what to do, how to cast your net properly in order to create abundance. And we also have healing coming out for you. So creating a space where you can heal from stress, heal from the anxiety that you've been putting on yourself, and come back to a place of peace, tranquility, organization, feeling on track, and also organizing your life to make room for fun and to make room for joy. That way you get back to integrity. That way you would get back to this fun, exciting, like happy, peaceful place. And that's where things grow. That's where things become more fruitful. So let's see. Any last cards for my group 3s for your question? Let's see. Let's see here. We have the Sovereign. So stepping into your power and becoming free, and stepping into, again, your power. Your power. We don't feel powerful when we're stressed out. We don't feel powerful when we're doubting things. We don't feel powerful when we're impatient. We don't feel powerful when we're overthinking. All those things siphon away your power, and then it feels really impossible to achieve our desire. You are so capable of it. You are so capable of it. But like your biggest message from Spirit, your biggest key here, get back on track with lightening your load, feeling peace, feeling serenity, feeling at home, feeling the healing, getting back to fun, getting back to love. Right when you're back into that love frequency of just being passionate about what you're doing, being passionate about conceiving, being passionate about starting your business, being passionate about what you're learning, being passionate about finding love and romance. Get back to the passion. When we are stressed, all the negative things start happening. Just like studying for an exam when you're stressed. It's like, no, this is going to cause more stress. It's going to cause more anxiety, and you're not going to remember anything that you've just done. It's literally going to be pointless. So, yeah. That is what we have here, my group 3s, all about answering your question. It just looks like you need to let go of stress, which I know can sound way easier than it actually is, because sometimes when we try to go have fun, it's like, then it causes more overwhelm. It can cause more stress, because then we're like, oh, I feel like I'm procrastinating. But realize, once you have that realization of like your ability to have fun and laugh and find peace is literally essential to your success and will make you successful, all of a sudden you're going to prioritize that as well. And it's not saying that you shouldn't take action, you shouldn't be putting time into moving forward. Of course, you obviously need that too, but we need to have a balance of both so that we can come from a place of having a full cup. And when we have a full cup, then we can take action. We have a full tank of energy. We can get to our destination, and we move there with ease rather than putting and burning out. So, yeah, that is your message all about your question. I hope that it gave insight and helped you find the answers that you were seeking. I thank you so much for joining me here today, my group number 3s. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4s, if you chose this Dendritic Agate crystal, this group, this is gonna be your reading, so let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my group 4s, let's see what we have for you, all of Spirit's guidance. So we start off with the 5 of crystals being reversed. One of the answers to your question is to get into a more abundance mentality. The 5 of crystals, when it's upright, it indicates that we are feeling unworthy, or we are down, or we're really focused on all of our problems. But when it's reversed, this is when we're focused on finding the solution. So rather than wanting to talk about our problems, we're wanting to like find this solution to them. It's almost like when the 5 of Pentacles is upright, it's like we are stuck on complaining. We're almost addicted to making excuses for something, or finding external reasons for our problems, such as like blaming it on something else, blaming it on our past or whatever. There's a message within here that the answer to your question is to take responsibility for your present moment and focus on a solution-based mindset that moves towards what can I do about this now, and you know, what are all the things that I'm doing that are maybe contributing to me staying stuck here versus what are the things that I could be doing that are going to propel me forward to what I actually want so that I don't stay stuck here. Spirit wants you to not stay stuck, okay? One of the biggest things about your question is Spirit's like, don't stay stuck. What are all the things that you're doing that are contributing to you staying stuck? And once you reflect on that, I feel like a lot of epiphanies are going to happen about what you need to maybe stop doing and then what we need to start doing in order to heal and move forward. When this is reversed, like your potential to heal and change around your situation is just like, you know, huge. You have all of the tools within you to completely find abundance, to find happiness, to find peace, belonging. This is almost a card when we feel a little bit alone in something and we feel like we're maybe struggling alone or that nobody else understands us. But one of the solutions is to come to a place of like, you know what? I understand me. I'm going to give myself the compassion that I need. And I'm also going to take responsibility for my present moment so that I don't stay stuck here. But some of us get addicted to staying stuck. Some of us get addicted to the drama and to those negative emotions. Sometimes we literally get addicted to them. And it keeps us stuck because, you know, it's almost like we don't want to change or we find it hard to change. Then we also have 9 of Cups being reversed. So getting out of a lack mentality or getting out of a negative mentality of looking at past failures, this is going to be what helps you. We need to stop looking at the past failures, though. We need to let go of the past in order to welcome in a new future. If we stay stuck in the past, we are not going to be welcoming in a new future. If we are not looking for solutions, we are not going to be welcoming in a new future. I see like abundance and success and health are like waiting for you, because this card can also talk about health. And maybe we're in a situation where we're like, oh, I really need to find like a solution for this particular thing or for my situation. And let's see what else Spirit has to guide us with here. The Emperor, calling your power back, not letting this situation take your power away that much. You've been letting a particular situation in your life take away all your power. It's almost like you've been feeling victim to your situation. Step into the Emperor mentality. How would the Emperor handle this situation? One who is strong, who is determined. The Emperor is so determined, and he calls his power into his own hands, and he knows that he is a powerful being. So when we can take on that powerful mindset, how is that going to shift your situation? How is calling back your power and taking responsibility for where you are going to help you make new choices and help you change your future? Well, I can tell you right now, it's going to help you a lot. So the Emperor is also when we find success. So Spirit is also saying that you can absolutely find success in this situation. We also have 10 of Wands. This is when we're carrying a lot. We're putting a lot of weight on ourselves. And it's almost like it's been difficult to move forward because of all of this weight. And we're carrying also too much stress. And that's something that's causing this situation to play out in the way that it has. We also have the Chariot. This is making a new choice. And to also, we also have Four of Pentacles being reversed. Interesting. Both the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles deal with a similar thing, and it talks about having a lack mentality, feeling like there's not enough resources, feeling like there's not enough solutions, feeling like there's not enough out there to where we can fix ourselves, or also feeling like we're not enough to be able to fix our situation or achieve the thing that we're wanting to achieve. That is the mentality that's been holding you back. Spirit wants to come through and say that the answer to your problems is to realize your inner power and discontinue these lack mentalities. Maybe you have these from like programs that you were brought up with. Maybe your parents always told you these types of things or had these mindsets and therefore you adopted them. Or maybe we've experienced past failures that have caused us to solidify a particular belief that says, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, there's only limited resources. There's only limited solutions. And maybe because of that, that's why we're stuck here. But the thing is, your past does not define and does not have to define what your future becomes. Just because you've had a lot of experiences in the past about something doesn't mean you ever need to experience it again in your future. Everyone has different perspectives of the world. Which one is true? The ones that are true are the ones that you choose to believe for yourself. And I'm sure that you've also had a myriad of experiences of things that did work out for you. But how much power are you giving those experiences? What meaning are you giving to these experiences? Is because also our beliefs get defined by the meaning that we give to particular experiences. So if somebody rejects us, maybe we might attach meaning to that, saying like, oh, I'm unlovable, I'm undesirable. And if you do that, then you're going to start solidifying that belief through all of your different experiences, because that's the meaning you're attaching to your experiences. But instead, if you attach the meaning of like, oh, that just wasn't the right person for me, so let me go find the right person, that's going to completely change the way that you take action. It's going to completely change your perspective and your experience in the world. So the meaning that you attach to different situations literally will create your experience and will create the outcomes and will create whether you are climbing up the ladder or climbing down the ladder or staying stagnant on the ladder. So one message that I'm hearing for you is to change the meaning that you're giving these situations, to realize that you are a powerful, powerful being who absolutely deserves to achieve what they desire, to achieve the outcome that they are wanting. You absolutely deserve that. The Chariot is when we have to break through old obstacles. It's also a card of moving forward and pushing through, and also choosing to get up and take huge action, to not stay stuck. I'm almost hearing like there's something that you've kind of given up on, but you're still wanting to reach an outcome. You're still wanting to reach a solution, but it's almost like you've internally sort of given up on it. It's like you don't believe that you can. So the Chariot is when we dive forward. We take massive action. We break through any obstacle that's standing in our way. Chariot can also be when we have a choice to make of two directions to go in. One direction might be pulling us back into the past, back into the lack, and then one direction might be trying to pull us out of that. Might be trying to tell us like, hey, let's do something new, let's do something different. And maybe you're feeling a pull in those two different directions. Which one is going to lead you to the most happiness? Staying where you are, going back into the past, reliving the same story, continuing the same cycles, or moving forward? Which one is going to bring you the most happiness? So let's see. Just because you failed at something, or failed at something, let's put that in quotations, because there is no such thing as true failure unless you give up on something. And it's almost like you've internally given up, which is why it feels like failure, which is why it feels like that defeat. But if you don't give up on something and you continue to push through any challenge or obstacle, then that failure only ends up being a challenge or obstacle along the path of your journey to success. That's how you get to any success. You don't give up when things look bad or get hard. If you do, then you will inevitably fail. I can guarantee you will fail if you give up when things get hard. Or if you start to tell yourself the story of like, oh, I've tried every option, therefore, this is just the way life is. Well, you have not tried every option. There is endless options, I'm gonna tell you that. Even when, what's his name? The one who invented, let's do Henry Ford actually, who was trying to make the 6-cylinder engine. He was told by so many people it's impossible to do that. And he was like, nope, we're gonna do it. Don't even tell me it's impossible, because it's not impossible and we're just gonna do it. And it was like scientifically literally impossible back then. There was like no way to create something like that. But he was like, no, not impossible. We're going to figure it out. So then they figured it out. Or the one who created the light bulb. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Thomas Edison, I think. Anyway, tried over 10,000 times to create this light bulb. Have you tried 10,000 different ways to reach your solution? No, I can probably guarantee that you have not. So let's go again. And even if you did, okay, well, try 20,000 times, 30,000 times, because there's literally actually an infinite amount of times that you can get back up and try again, try a new approach. But you can, so one piece of advice I'm going to give you, if you continue taking the same approach, you can expect the same results. You have to change something up. You have to try a new approach. So for example, if we're trying to find somebody that we can be in a relationship with, but let's say somebody has commitment issues, well, maybe we need to stop trying for that person, and maybe we need to change things around and then try for somebody who's not going to have commitment issues. You know, there's so many millions, billions of people in the world. Okay? Let's not give up on love until we've tried all 6 billion people. Like until you've tried to be with all 6 billion people, you cannot say that love is never going to work out for you, right? Or if we're trying to get to the career of our dreams and our dream company rejects us. Okay, well, what if there's a bunch of companies that we haven't even discovered yet, we don't even know that exist yet, and once we find them, we're like, oh wait, that's way more in alignment. Or what if we change our approach and we're like, you know what, let me become the best person in my field, so that it's inevitable that I have to get hired here, or that I become successful in my business, you know? Like, try everything. But we have to the point of this was take a different approach every time. If you continue to take the same approach, you're going to continue to get the same results. We also have Fools Embrace Transmuting Pain. So this is essential on the journey, is to transmute our pain and to also embrace ourselves. If you feel hurt or stuck or sad, give yourself the love that you need. This is so essential. Give yourself the love that you need. Love yourself. Transmute that pain. And you can also transmute that pain into absolute courage. And something that I'm seeing here for you with this transmuting pain, and also with the Emperor, sometimes when we've reached like rock bottom, or if we've failed at something so many times, sometimes that can be the moment where we skyrocket and we're like, you know what? I'm going to become the absolute best freaking version of myself. This happens to a lot of people, like when they go through a breakup, or when they get fired from a job, or something else happens outside of their control. A lot of people kind of go through this thing where they're like, you know what? This is inspiring me now to like really work on myself, to become the absolute best freaking version of myself, so that never happens to me again, or so that, you know, it sometimes comes from a place of like wanting to prove the other person wrong, or wanting to prove that you're like great. And you know, that energy is kind of like a lower vibration, but it does help us excel to a higher vibration. Sometimes those lower vibrations literally are so essential in helping us achieve those higher states and achieving our dreams and helping us rise higher. So I just see that like you're at this place in your life where you could really like shift things around and call your power back and be like, I am freaking unstoppable. I'm going to step into my divine power and I'm going to just shock everybody. I'm going to shock everybody with who I can be, because I've had enough of my situation, and I'm just going to like climb the ladder so freaking high. I'm determined, you know? Like sometimes when we get to this place, that's like, we can find so much fuel and energy to literally become unstoppable. And that's something that I'm sort of seeing for you. And that's a message that I'm getting from Spirit through this like Emperor and Chariot energy, is like, let's just get on the chariot and let's freaking go. Let's not stay stuck anymore. Let's make some radical freaking change. And that's where we transmute pain, okay? Transmute pain into motivation. What do you want to transmute your pain into? Okay, we also have Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. So sometimes when we're going through like something so hard, it can feel so draining. And like I've been in places in my life where I felt like something was so hard that it kept draining my energy, kept draining my energy, kept draining my energy, and I felt stuck. I felt like a victim to life. I felt like, why are these things happening to me? But eventually when it got so negative, it eventually all of a sudden like just flipped. It like transmuted and shifted into this like positive, where I was all of a sudden like a dust devil moving out of stagnation, where all of a sudden this whirlwind happened. This absolute freaking whirlwind where I was like, you know what? F this. I am so done being stuck. I am so done being a victim to this situation. I'm now going to become unstoppable. I'm going to do everything in my freaking power to change this thing in my life. Like, all of the cards that are coming for you are all about this like internal up level, transmuting your pain into absolute like fire. Almost like sometimes rage ends up helping us become so like unstoppable. It helps us completely transmute what we're going through. And that's something that I'm seeing for you is like an answer to your situation. Like, this is how you're going to change, is this internal just fire of like ending this pattern, no longer being here because I just won't. It's that energy of like, I will never go to that depth of low ever again. And I'm never going to let the situation that I'm going through ever bring me down. I'm gonna freaking get on top of it and it will never control me ever again. Like that's like the energy that I'm just seeing you getting into. And I just see it's gonna be so freeing. It's gonna create momentum. It's gonna help you move out of stagnation. Things are gonna start moving forward for you. You are gonna up level to becoming literally unrecognizable. You are going from this 5 of Pentacles energy, which, by the way, if you Google the regular depiction of what the 5 of Pentacles looks like, if you just Google 5 of Pentacles and you look at that image of the sad people that are like, you know, almost broken, torn down, they're out in the cold. It's like you're shifting from that to the freaking Emperor. Literally making an unrecognizable shift in your life. That is the answer for you. And I feel like you have all the energy to do so. And I feel like it's tapping into that internal rage of like, oh, I've had enough of this. Like, F no, this situation is not going to control me anymore. And oh, look at the card that we have coming up now. Opportunity. This is the situation that is going to literally open up doors for you. It's going to lead to so many opportunities in your life. It's interesting, it's caterpillar. It's like you were stuck in the cocoon, but all of this energy that you have, this energy to be like, oh, F no, that's going to help you like literally crack open this cocoon, come out as a butterfly, and just do the wildest transformation. Everyone's literally going to be like, huh? What? It's like this inner like storm that's going on, this like you're this tornado that's just going to like completely renew like all of who you are. So let's see. Okay. And it's interesting. You also have the Dendritic Agate. That's an aspect literally of this crystal, actually, which is wild that this is the crystal that I put on your pile, because this one is like, it's deep within the earth and has aspects of like potential, like absolute beauty, and then has all of these inclusions of this sort of like dark material that sort of goes through it. And it shows how we transmute something that's negative into something so beautiful and positive, and all of a sudden it becomes empowering, and it's like clearing all of that. It's a stone of transformation. So let's see what else we get for you. It's also a stone of turning anything negative into a positive. So let's see. We have talent. You have the fact that we have this card coming up. You literally have so much talent. You do. I'm just going to say that right now. There's something that you are very talented in. You probably have multiple talents, but I see those getting excelled even further as you step into that Emperor energy. New beginnings. This is literally opening up a new door for you. And look at how abundant this new beginning is. Look at how abundant through that door is. We also have prosperity. If you've been wanting to make more money or create better financial circumstances for yourself, this is literally how. It's getting to the point of like, I am freaking done being here in this energy, in this space, in this low energy. Like, it's like, I'm just gonna do whatever it takes. I am unstoppable. I am freaking determined, because I'm gonna claim my desire right now. I'm gonna claim my ability to achieve that, because that is what I want, and I'm not giving up until I get it, because that I deserve it, you know? So that is, ooh, look at how that card fell. Kind of interesting. Higher perspective. So this is all leading you up to that higher perspective. This is also climbing the ladder, climbing the tree, where things come easier to you, ideas come easier to you, seeing the big picture of why things are the way they are, but then also climbing the ladder and climbing the tree of getting to a higher place in your life. Then we also have boundaries. So now, like, creating boundaries with those old things in your life. Like, I'm never reverting back to that. I'm never reverting back to that habit, or going unconscious again about my decisions, about my life, and then leading to the same negative results. It's like, I'm not going to let myself go unconscious again. I'm not letting myself revert back to those old things that kept me stuck, that kept me down. This is igniting that inner fire to where it's like, yeah, again, unstoppable energy. So that is what we have here. Spirit is for some reason calling me to bring out one more card here. Let's see, shadow. Integrating that shadow side, not letting yourself go unconscious, becoming conscious of your unconscious habits and patterns that have been keeping you stuck. And this is you lighting up, illuminating, being like, you know what, I'm spreading my wings, I'm coming out, I'm no longer staying in the dark, I'm no longer staying stagnant. Spreading your wings and spreading your wings. This is going to bring you to that higher perspective. This is going to bring you out of stagnation. This is going to bring you to new opportunities and new beginnings, to unlock your inner talents rather than staying in the shadows. This is no longer time to stay in the shadows. This is time to come to the spotlight. And maybe you've been really wanting to spotlight a talent. Maybe you've been really wanting to build something prosperous. This is your ability to do so. This is your shift to do so, and this is how you make that shift. So my group 4s, that is your message from Spirit, all about the answer to your question. I feel like for a lot of you, this is getting out of a negative part of your life and moving into a positive part of your life. And it's all coming through your ability to tap into those negative emotions, to actually allow them to flourish and motivate you to absolutely claim your power back and to never fall down that ladder again. And yeah, just to absolutely freaking own your life. That's what we have here for you, my group 4s. So I hope that helped answer your question in some way, shape, or form. I hope Spirit's guidance did help clarify some things for you and give you the spark and information that you were wanting and needing at this time. So I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this video, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 5 is my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz group. This is going to be a reading, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, my group 5s, let's see what we get for you. Okay, we have 2 of Swords coming out. We have Ace of Swords being reversed. 2 of Swords is when we are feeling blind to something, or we aren't looking at something. We're kind of trying to protect our heart and we're scared of getting hurt. Ace of Swords being reversed. Maybe this is, I'm getting like an energy of scared of rejection or scared of hearing a no coming through. Let's see what we get for you though. Let's see. My group 5s, the answer to your question. We have Hierophant coming through. We have the Sun coming through. We have 3 of Pentacles being reversed. Okay. So the Hierophant coming up can talk about many different things. For one, it can talk about marriage, weddings, having a ceremony. It can talk about going to school for something, a higher level of learning, stepping into a teacher position, gaining the knowledge that you need, gaining a new skill, doing things the traditional way. It can talk about a myriad of different things, okay? But it seems like your energy right now that's showing up is like unsure. But what we have over here is so positive. The Hierophant and the Sun, this is like a really great celebration of something. This is like illuminating your inner wisdom, or the celebration of like a marriage, the celebration of happiness. But there's something that we're kind of scared of right now or unsure of right now. 3 of Pentacles being reversed. If some of you are asking about love and like if you're going to get married, you're absolutely going to get married. One thing I can tell you for sure though, is it's not going to be with somebody that is negative, that is on a different path than you, wants different things than you, and doesn't meet your vibe and energy. I can tell you that right now. If you're in a relationship with somebody that is on your vibe and energy, yes, that's your one. But ones that you're kind of like doubtful of and you're trying to like force it, No, I can tell you that, okay? So it is a general reading, and so I like to point out all the different options because Spirit likes to speak to everyone who's watching this, okay? So that's why it gives like examples through certain things. If you're not asking about love or marriage, this can again talk about like going to school for something and passing that test, getting the results you want, celebrating a graduation, getting the job that you want. But maybe we're fearful of something. If we have rejections on the way, it's because that thing wasn't meant for us, and Spirit really wants to reassure you of that. If a relationship or a career does not work out for you, it's because that one was not meant to be, so you can be at peace with that and you can be okay with that, okay? The thing that's going to work out for you is going to make you feel so good. It's going to make you feel so positive. It's like living in the sun and feeling so great. If some of you are asking about passing an exam or anything like this, let go of the stress. There's really great luck on your side with this. If you come at it from a place of integrity, illuminating the things that you still need to work on. Okay, this is information for all of you, okay? No matter what your question is. If you can illuminate the things that you still need to work on and work on them from a place of love, of caring, of trying to become the greatest, best version of yourself, which like that's something that we can all strive towards, and it always is like, self-improvement is like a never-ending thing. We're never perfect, okay? But the more we can work on ourselves and be confident in ourselves and just work on ourselves through a place of love and be like, you know what? I really want to pass this test. So let me look at all the things that I may be my weakest in, and let me start becoming good at them. Let me get proficient at them. Let me do this with peace and love. That is going to help you succeed. If you're asking about a relationship, working on yourself and thinking about what are my flaws? What are the things that maybe went wrong previously? How can I look at those? How can I work on those? You're leading to success, okay? Three of Pentacles being reversed. All the things that are not meant for you are not going to be. The things that are meant for you are going to work out. So trust in that process. And that way you can be at peace with how things unfold for you. But I am seeing a very beautiful, like happy ending for you. I'm seeing you being so satisfied with how things are going to unfold in your life. You are going to be so satisfied and so happy with how things unfold. And I really want you to know that, my group vibes. So if you're feeling like very unsure right now, if you feel like very like you're in protection mode, protecting your heart, protecting all of this, like the outcome that's really in the bigger picture of this is so positive. And it's leading to a very positive outcome. 10 of Wands being reversed here. Let go of the stress. Let go of the stress. Let go of the unnecessary weight that you're putting on yourself, because it's not doing you any favors. The more stress and the more weight that we put on ourselves, it's not good. It's not doing anybody a favor. I said this in a previous group, but like, for example, when you're trying to study for a test, but you're so stressed out about it, your ability to even remember what you're studying, no matter how long you study for, is probably like so diminished because of all that stress. You're in fight or flight. It's so hard to study and remember things when you're in the fight or flight mode. This applies to any situation you're in, whatever topic you're asking about. Let go of the stress associated with it, and that is going to allow you to operate much more smoothly. That's going to allow things to unfold more smoothly. That's going to allow you to be more coherent with the decisions that you're making, with seeing the bigger picture of things. And I see this as something that like you're meant to have a positive outcome. You really, really are. I need to reiterate that for you. You are meant to have this positive, beautiful outcome. Let go of the stress and allow yourself to be open to how this is going to unfold for you. For each of you, this is going to unfold in a unique way. But for all of you watching this, this is a very positive, like, yes, very dedicated, very committed outcome. And it's very happy. It's like a celebration. The sun is such a celebration and an illumination. And it's such a happy card, like being so happy with the results. So we also have The horned cactus, this one is resourcefulness. Be resourceful with your time, with your energy. So are you spending time on things that you know are not like for you? Or being resourceful with your time, such as like, okay, what am I not proficient at? And what can I get proficient at? Be resourceful with your time. Be resourceful with your energy. And this is gonna be what leads you to that good outcome. Let's not waste our time on relationships that have commitment issues, because those aren't turning out the way we want. We're just wasting our time with those, right? Let's not waste our time on studying something that we're already really good at, because why are we reviewing that? We're already good at it. We need to study the things that we're not good at. Or why are we staying stuck on a job that we don't like or is rejecting us, or whatever the case may be. Be resourceful with your time and your energy and your skills, your value. I'm hearing that some of you might need to truly map out what is your value, so that you're not undervaluing yourself. Or you're not overvaluing yourself to where you're not getting any business or clients because you're overvaluing yourself. So we need to find that happy medium where we are valuing ourselves correctly within our relationships, within our money, within our career, within our personal life, within our time and our resources. We need to really map out our values so that we're spending it wisely. So what else does Spirit want to say for this? Connectivity. So who are you connected with? Networking is going to be like a big thing of this, or like social events. Connectivity. So connecting with your person so that it leads to that successful relationship, or connecting with people that you can meet that are on that same wavelength so that we can find our person, or networking and connecting with people within our career that are going to help us achieve that success that we want. Being resourceful with that, connecting with people that are going to help. But connectivity is talking about connecting with like-minded people, finding the right people, and once we've found those right people, continuing that to build that connection with them. Let's see what else we get for you. My group fives. Let's see. We also have Lost Compass. This one came up for another group too. Getting back to integrity. So if we're lost right now, and if we don't know what we're supposed to do, we don't know where we're supposed to go, we're lost on whatever, we need to get back to our own integrity. Are we doing anything that's not of integrity? Are we trying to manipulate a situation to work in our favor? If so, that's not going to work. Cheating on tests, that's not going to work. Trying to manipulate somebody to like us by changing who we are, that's not going to work. Trying to do anything out of integrity is not going to lead to a good result. Spirit wants you to know that. Doing things out of integrity, not leading in a good direction. If you are doing things in integrity and you're honoring who you are and you're like, this is who I really am, I'm showing up how I really am, I'm being honest, I am working towards things, taking actions that are in integrity and in honesty, within honor, things will work out for you beautifully. So fix those things now if there's anything that does need to be fixed so that you can get back on track. Okay? Let's see, what else do we get for you? My group fives. Let's see, my group fives. Ooh, okay. These cards are really wanting to come out here. We have empowerment. So empowering yourself, believing in yourself to get back on track. And doing things in integrity is going to be what empowers you. Being resourceful with your time and your energy, feeling empowered, feeling confident, empowering yourself to know like, hey, I'm worthy of this. I'm going for this. That's going to be, and then we have love. So empowering yourself with self-love, I think is going to be a massive aspect of your success and of your achievement of the outcome that you're desiring. So empowering yourself in those ways, realizing that you're so worthy, you absolutely belong here. You belong in this direction of finding love, loving yourself, loving your outcome. You belong there. And you have what it takes. Empower yourself. You absolutely have what it takes to pass this test, to get this job, to have a successful marriage. You have all of that within you. So we also have answers and closure. Getting the answers you need and closure. So there might be certain things where we do need to close out old things that are currently holding us back or stopping us from our success. So closure. If we're currently doing anything that is out of integrity, we need to get closure and close out that chapter. If we are putting on a false mask to get somebody's attention or to get somebody to like us, we need to close that chapter. We are getting lost. We need to get back on integrity, because how can you build anything when you're not yourself? How can you build anything lasting when you're not yourself? It's not going to be a fun road, I'll tell you that. So we need to close that out. If we are trying to cheat our way to the top, trying to cheat our way to success, that's also out of integrity. We need to close those chapters. We need to empower ourselves to realize that we are totally capable of doing things within integrity. We don't have to try to cut corners. We don't have to be a lost compass doing things out of integrity to get to the top. You don't need to do that. Okay? That's not doing you any favors. In fact, it's hindering you, because you're not actually doing this on your own. You're not actually finding your own capabilities and strengths. So it's kind of like lying to yourself. That's not good for you, and it's also not good for anyone else involved. It's not good to anyone else you're connected with. We need to stop doing things that are out of integrity. Empower yourself and realize that you're so capable of doing things in integrity. You are resourceful enough to do things in integrity. It's time to close out any chapters that are not in alignment with that. So let's see. Group 5s, we also have reclaim. This is reclaiming your power, reclaiming like your inner strength, your inner value, who you really are, reclaiming who you really are. Get back to integrity. If you need to work on something, work on it. If you need to get better at something, get better at it. Don't cheat, cut corners. If you need to take action on something and take the longer way, just because it's more in integrity, do it. The longer way is usually the right way, because usually the longer way is the one that's more in integrity. Put in the work. Reclaim your power, reclaim your value, reclaim the fact that, if you put in the work, you will get the results. So anyway, let's see. What else do we get for you? My group 5. We also have power. We have so many things that are on empowerment, power, reclaiming your power, getting back to the integrity, and just claiming that inner power. You will become so powerful and so unstoppable if you put in the work to get the results. You'll become unstoppable. Cutting away the things that need to be cut away, getting that closure with those things, cutting them out. These could be bad habits, negative people, staying stuck on something that's absolutely not it for you. We need to cut those things away. That's going to be where you reclaim your power, and you'll be so powerful in achieving your end goal. And then look at transmute, putting in the work, which is the worker bee. When you put in the work, you will get the result. You will transmute any negative energy into a positive energy. This is time for you to transmute energy, to put in the work, and you will get the result. That is how you get the result. Results are never long lasting if we cut corners or try to take shortcuts to our end result. It's not going to work. We have to put in the work. That's going to be what gets us the result. We have to have the courage to do those things. Reclaim all your inner power. You will get there. Okay, so that's your message, my group 5s. I feel like for a lot of you, I was getting the feeling like there's a lot of you either asking like, how do you pass the test? How are you going to graduate? How are you going to get the job? How are you going to achieve finding your soulmate, getting married to your soulmate? Like there's a lot of these types of things of like achievement, but it's like we need to kind of like, we really need to put in the work of increasing that skill level so we can pass that test with integrity, or showing up honestly and cutting out any sort of that BS where we try to like wear a mask in order to get somebody to like us and try to cut the corner that way. It's like, no, let's not cut the corner just because we like them. Let's, if they don't like us for who we truly are, they are not the one. So let's not try to cut those corners, because those corners will always come back to bite you in your butt later on if we do things that way. So Spirit just really wants you to know that the solution to your problems is, let's put in the work. Let's do what it takes, because it is so worth the aftermath. It's so worth the love that you're going to get on the other side. It's so worth the success and the achievement that you're going to get on the other side if you do it right, if you do it properly. Because then it's like, then you can really say like, hey, I did this myself. Like, I am worthy of this. I put in the work for this thing, and I did what I had to do. Like, and I showed up authentically. That's going to be where you get all of what you need from your situation. So my group number 5s, that is what Spirit wanted to say for your answer to your question. You will find success through integrity, through putting in the work. And it doesn't need to be hard work. There's a difference between putting in work when we're like so stressed out, just like what we were talking about with the 10 of Wands. There's 2 different ways of putting in work to a situation. And look, our candle just blew out too. What interesting timing. But there's a difference between putting in work where we're like, oh, this is so hard, this is so stressful, this is or versus putting in work where we're like, I am so excited for this outcome, and I'm going to do this because it's going to feel so rewarding, it's going to feel so amazing to do this, but I'm also going to honor my rejuvenation, the balance of rejuvenation, the balance of filling my cup as well as putting in the work. Because when we're putting in the work from an empty cup, it's going to be hard. It's going to feel impossible. And it's going to be like trying to putt through burnout, which is an example I always use. And it's so hard to have an empty car tank and try to get to your destination, right? So what I mean by hard work is, don't stress yourself. Yes, put in the work, but putting in the work also requires filling your cup, rejuvenating yourself with imbalance, doing things with imbalance. That way, when we put in the work, we're like, oh, I have all the energy to put in, and I'm ready to do this, and I'm motivated, and I'm energized, and I'm feeling good about this. Like, that is the space that we want to be in. And to get into that space, we need to make time for ourselves. We need to make time for love. We need to reclaim our time and our resourcefulness, being resourceful with our time, to close the door of certain things and being like, okay, now's not the time to study because I need to go and fill my cup first. So we go fill our cup, we go do the things that bring us fulfillment. Then we come back and we're like, ooh, I'm ready to reclaim this power, put in the work. I'm ready, because you're filled with the power to do so. So that's your message from Spirit. My group number 5s, I hope that clarified things and made sense. And wow, I just see like such a happy ending that is so just right there for you. And I absolutely see that you are achieving that. And it's through these means that Spirit wanted to point out here. So hopefully this answer helped to clarify and give you the answer that you were needing in this moment. And I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here today, my group 5s. And until next time, bye.